Recording in progress.
Good morning.
We're asking for different
I want to welcome everybody to the March 19th Subdivision Utility Advisory Committee meeting. Could we have the opening announcements?
Before we begin the agenda, the Wichita-Sedgwick County Metropolitan Area Planning Commission would like to take this opportunity to welcome everyone to this public hearing. Copies of the agenda for today's meeting, the public hearing procedure, and Planning Department staff reports on all agenda items are available on the counter in the lobby. The Planning Commission's bylaws limit the applicant of a subdivision application and his or her representatives to a total of 10 minutes of speaking time at the start of the hearing on that item, plus up to 2 minutes at the conclusion of that hearing. All other persons wishing to speak on agenda items are limited to 3 minutes per person. However, if they feel that it is needed and justified, the commission may extend these times by a majority vote. All speakers are requested to state his or her name and address for the record when beginning to speak. When you are finished speaking, please share your name, address, and the case number on the sheet provided in the room. This will enable staff to notify you if there are any additional proceedings concerning that item. All speakers at the podium, please remove your face mask before speaking into the microphone.
Thank you. Could we have a roll call? This is not starting off well.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, we shall have our roll call now. Bill Johnson.
Present.
Tony Zimbelman appears to be absent. Bob Duell.
Here.
Jocelyn Klontz. Here. Doug High appears to be absent. Leon Mader appears to be absent. John Williams Bay. Alternates Cindy Miles and Chuck Warren appear to be absent. So, Mr. Chairman, I count 4 members present, 3 absent.
Thank you. And I don't see no alternates, so they're released. Determination of subdivision consent items, which I don't think we're going to discuss today, since Scott and Philip are neither one here. So, you know anything about that?
I would suggest you just go through as you normally would, and if something needs discussion, we can discuss it at that time.
We'll defer item 1.4 to the next subdivision meeting. Before we start, I want to announce that subdivision case 2026-00008 has been referred to the next subdivision meeting. And also, item 2026-00012 has also been deferred to the next subdivision meeting. So if anybody's present that wants to hear them cases, they will not be heard today. So with that, we'll start with item number 3, subdivision 2026-00010, Golden View Estates. Do we have the staff report, please?
Morning, Greg Sharon, planning staff to represent Golden View Estates. If you go to the plat, please. This is a one-step final for 11-lot residential subdivision in the county. There are no waivers requested. Go through staff comments. Item A, MABCD, this is within Rural Water District Number 1, and a memo has been issued. Item B, County Stormwater Management. Drainage plan was submitted. There are some revisions that are required. It is my understanding that those revisions have been submitted to stormwater management for review, but it's my understanding that they haven't reviewed that yet. So I will let the agent talk about that process and where that is and when that plan was submitted. Item C, county fire. Plat will need to comply with service drive code, access lots 1, 2, and 3 located in floodplain. Lots 7, 8, and 9 will have access on both the north side and south side, and possibly in non-compliance of service drive code. Recommend a cul-de-sac between lot 11 and lots 1 and 2, and recommend a cul-de-sac in lieu of service drive on south access for lots 4 through 9. Item D, County Public Works approves of right-of-way dedication, provide connection to unplatted property to the south, request floodway reserve easement for lots 1 and 2 for the floodplain, and flag lots are discouraged. Item E, planning, just a couple of platters text to be included. Item F, county surveying, minor changes. Item G, Evergy, not served by Evergy. And item H, Sedgwick County Electric Co-op will need additional easements, and those have been forwarded to the agent. So with that, I will stand for questions.
Any questions from the commission to staff? Any questions from commission? Say, how about the advisory board members?
Daniel Schrant, Sedgwick County Public Works. We do not have an approved drainage plan, so I'm fine with hearing the case, but our stormwater engineer recommends that this be deferred until a drainage plan is completed and approved.
Any other advisory board members, any comments? Seeing none, applicant or agent?
Good morning, I'm Dan Garber with Garber's Surveying Service, 2908 North Plum Street in Hutchinson and 544 West Douglas here in Wichita. There were just a number of comments on this plat. So we have reworked it. I've resubmitted a drawing, reducing the number of lots. Lot number 6 down here was a flag lot with this staff coming in for a driveway. And this driveway was adjacent to the south property line. There was concern about access to the property to the south. So we have basically run this line straight on through, and we have 5 lots to the north. We have moved this access opening just to the west of the floodplain right here. And I visited with Daniel Schrant about all of this. We were both looking for a solution. It was quite a bit of work. So we got rid of this 5.9 acre lot and moved the larger lot over to the east end where we have some floodplain. And then we have 5 lots here. And then by extending these lots to the south property line, we went past the width to depth ratio. So we deleted 1 lot out of these 6. And the 2 west lots get their access, and we say here 40-foot joint access easement to serve lots 7, 8, and 9. Now we've changed that to be only the 2 west lots of the south 5. And then the 40-foot easement, this is not a flag lot. The 40-foot easement comes in to serve the east 3 lots. So those 3 lots can face south. And then we have also covered this 40-foot easement, access easement, with a contingent right-of-way dedication, so that if the property to the south ever wants to develop, they have the right to petition for that road to be constructed as a public road. And then these lots would participate in the cost of that public road. We did get an email late yesterday between 3:30 and 4 o'clock saying that the drainage plan had not yet been approved. And that happened to the 3 plats that I'm presenting today, which is a concern because we wait to submit the plats until the drainage plan has been submitted. And to find out the night before that none of them have been approved, that they have issues. So I called the engineer this morning, And he indicated that, yes, they just got notice, and so they're working on those frantically this morning, but they won't have them by 9:30. So I guess I'm asking, maybe pleading, if those drainage plan revisions can be treated like staff comments. We're in agreement with staff comments. We'd like for our plats not to be deferred 2 weeks because of drainage plan not being, approved in adequate time. Maybe the only solution is to wait to submit plats until the drainage plans are approved, but those are usually coming together at the same time. And we hold off to submit the plat to the planning department until the drainage plan is submitted. So I guess I stand here to let you make the decision, but that's my plea. I would stand for any questions. We did send in a copy of the revised plat yesterday, and I do have a copy if anybody wants to see it, but I know that's awkward too. Stand for any questions.
Any questions of the agent? I guess this is kind of a dilemma.
Yes.
Is there any way to approve this and make sure the drainage plan is approved before full planning commission? Or do we have to do a deferral?
I think on the drainage plans, he's correct. There's 3 plats today that the stormwater engineer and that I'm recommending not be approved. Of those 3, 2 of them appear to require detention that currently do not have detention on the plats. And so that presents a challenge because detentions are usually provided in some kind of reserve or easement. And so I feel like that could change the plat a decent amount, especially if they put in a reserve, because then a lot will change in order to make room for those ponds. So I think at least on 2 of them, I think it would be correct to defer on those. On the other one, it doesn't appear like it's going to need attention, but there's no drainage plan approved. I think there's some calculations that still need to be provided on that. But I think on the 2 that require detention, that would.
Which two are you talking about?
Harvest Stone currently shows detention. We just don't have the drainage plan approved yet on that one. On the other 2, which are Golden View and Willow Oak, those look like they will require detention, and it's currently not shown.
So what you're saying, you suggest deferring item 3, Golden View, and then Willow Oak, item 8?
Yeah, I think at a minimum, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments from the advisory board?
Yeah, this is Robert with Sedgwick County Fire. I've not seen the revised one-step final, and my concerns about the southern lots. These homeowners are entering joint or private access agreements, and they're changing entrances on these type of additions. And if that southern access was a driveway, because the fire department does not see these until framing inspection and the service drive. If I show up and one of the first 3 lots has run their driveway to the south, they're 30 grand out of pocket, and now county staff is the bad guy to tell them no, they have to move to the other access point.
Bob, did you have a question?
Well, I just second what you said. There's a number of changes to this plan, and I'd like to see those changes as well as the drainage problem resolved before we approve this.
Okay. Is there anyone else here to speak on this item? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to commission. What's the pleasure of the board? Yes.
Kirk Sponsel, Deputy County Counselor. I think a question that needs to be raised directly to the applicant agent is based on the conversation, based off of the indications both of Public Works and of Fire in response to the ongoing modifications to the plat itself. Would they be receptive to a deferral based on the conversation that's been had on this item?
Look, I really respect the staff and all the work that they have to do, and each of you is volunteers, so I'll acquiesce to a deferral for 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just for clarification, I'm not saying you need to go that route, but it's part of the timing phrase within the subdivision regulations. I just wanted a formal opinion from the applicant on that.
Thank you. Yes, Rob.
I move that we defer this case for 2 weeks till the next subdivision meeting.
Do I have a second?
And for the record, JR, when is that next meeting? Thank you.
Apparently, it would be April 2.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Does anybody want opposed? Passes 4-0 for a deferral till April 2nd. Now we'll go to item 4, subdivision 2026-00011. Do we have the staff report?
Morning, Greg Sharon, planning staff. Present the Bridger Commercial Edition. If you go to the plat, please. This is a one-lot commercial subdivision within the city. This is actually a replat of part of Reserve I of the Bridger at Central Edition, and a zone change has been requested, submitted from TF3 two-family residential to LC limited commercial for this portion of the plat. There are no waivers requested by the applicant. Go through staff comments. Item A, Public Works and Utilities, petitions are required. Item B, updated comment that a drainage plan was submitted and has been approved. Item C, standard fire comment regarding hydrant locations and apparatus roads. Item D, traffic engineering approves of the plat, access openings. Item G, standard comment regarding irrigation wells. Item F, planning revised some text changes. Item G, county surveying, label and dimension complete access control. And item H, Evergy has approved the plat and will not need additional easements. So with that, I will stand for questions.
Any questions from the commission? Staff? Any questions? How about the advisory board members? Seeing none, applicant or agent? Give your name and address, please.
Kirk Miller, K.E. Miller Engineering. I'm standing in for Abbott Land Survey. He was out of town today, so he asked me to do this for him. I reviewed everything with him, and they're fine with staff comments. We did the drainage plan on it, so we've been involved in it, but we're fine with staff comments.
Thank you. Any questions of the agent? Thank you.
Okay.
Is there anybody else present want to speak on this item? Anybody else? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to commission. What's the pleasure of the board?
I move that we approve per staff comment.
Second.
Got a motion to approve and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Passes 4-0. Okay, item 5 was deferred. Now we'll go to item 6, subdivision 2026-00013.
Morning, Greg Sharon, planning staff here to represent Harvestone Estates. If you go through the plat, please. This is a 10-lot residential subdivision in the county. There are two waivers requested, and one is from requirement to provide substreet to the unplatted property of south, north, and west. The second waiver is from a street length more than 1,200 feet in length. Go through staff comments, MABCD, this is within rural water district number 4. And soils test will be needed and a memo to be obtained. Item B, county stormwater management, like it's previously discussed, a drainage plan was submitted and there are revisions, but as Daniel has quoted, I believe this is the one that does have the retention pond. So is my understanding that this is okay to go ahead, but we can discuss that. Item C, county fire lots will need to comply with Surface Drive code, and Eagle Drive will need to extend to connect with Lot 5. Item D, County Public Works recommends that Eagle Drive and Manley Road connect. Manley Road is currently a half-mile long, exceeding subdivision regulations. Approves of right-of-way dedications and access controls. Item E, planning, some text changes. Item F, GIS will need to approve of the street name. And item G, county surveying, label and dimension, complete access control. Item H, Evergy does not serve this area. And item I, Sedgwick County Electric Co-op, will need additional easements, and those have been forwarded to the agent. So with that, I will stand for questions.
Questions of staff by the commission? Any questions? How about the advisory board members? Seeing none, thank you. Applicant or agent? Name and address, 10 minutes, please.
Good morning, Dan Gerber, Gerber Surveying Service, 2908 North Plum in Hutchinson and 544 West Douglas in Wichita. We are in agreement with most of the staff comments. Eagle Drive has been renamed to 34th, so it fits the numbering system out there. We have a problem with connecting the cul-de-sac down to Manley Road. The owner of this property, the applicant, purchased this for a family compound idea. He wants to build his home and for his 3 children back here off the cul-de-sac with a private drive from the cul-de-sac to the 2 back lots. And then the front 3 lots would be for future needs of grandchildren if they choose to live here, and if they don't, he doesn't plan to sell those outside the family. So he doesn't really want to have a through traffic street designed through here. So that is his request. Other than that, I think we are in agreement with all the staff comments. So we'd like to have the plat approved with the cul-de-sac where it is. I'd stand for any questions.
Any questions, agent? How about the advisory board members?
Daniel Schran, Sedgwick County Public Works. So just a clarification on this one as far as the drainage plan goes. The drainage plan does show detention on it. It's just not shown on the plat. So that will need to be added. So I think that can be done as a revision. Just wanted to give you that update. So the drainage plan does show detention. It's just not depicted on the plat at this point. So that will need to be added.
So that'll need to be done before it goes to full planning commission.
Yes.
Thank you.
Correct.
Now, what about the cul-de-sac?
The thought from Rob Timmons of Sedgwick County Fire District 1, there's nothing that says lots 4 and 7 cannot connect to the private service drive, and that must connect to the cul-de-sac. And this just puts us in conflict with the service drive code. And once again, we won't be called out until the driveway inspection to know where they made their connection. If the cul-de-sac is moved to the western part of Lot 4, that ensures Lot 7 and Lots 4 connect to 34th Street, and the private drive could serve both Lots 6 and 5 at the rear.
The access easement to serve lots, it says on the plat to serve lots 5 and 6, and it will be recorded by separate instrument in the Register of Deeds office, and it is only for lots 5 and 6. So the cul-de-sac is where lots 4 and 5 have to get their access. They won't be able to use the private drive. I don't know if that answers your concerns.
The concerns we're running into on these are these separate easements on private access agreements are not visible to anyone unless you call the Register of Deeds. And so we're running into people are connecting where they think is most beneficial for themselves, regardless of what is written on these plats. If the street went to the west side of Lot 4, just touching lots 5 and 6, it would ensure compliance with the service drive code, and we'd have no chance of 4 lots being on a service drive code.
But then it's longer than the allowed length of cul-de-sac. We're right at the maximum, 1,200 feet now.
And that may be a subdivision rule, but you'll notice all over western Kansas, especially on West 21st Street, there's half-mile-long cul-de-sacs everywhere, and it does not affect our fire capabilities whatsoever.
I understand.
Public Works also commented on the connection. Well, we commented mostly on the connection from Manley Street. We've noted that it is over the requirement in subdivision regulations. So they were asking for a waiver on that. And that is currently at half a mile. Those are our comments on it. It's for you guys to decide.
Thank you. Just what I wanted. Anyone else here to speak on this item? Seeing not, we'll bring it back to commission. What's the pleasure of the board? This is a little bit awkward. So if we go along with doing the cul-de-sac to where you want it, it's almost 1,200 feet long.
I did not measure it, sir. Like I pointed out, we have many, many half-mile-long cul-de-sacs in unincorporated Sedgwick County. And since we haul water to these locations, as long as we have a full-size cul-de-sac to get our water trucks turned around in, it's really moot on the length of the cul-de-sac.
Currently, the cul-de-sac street length is over 1,200 feet. It's 1,203 feet, roughly. So you would just be extending over the 1,200 feet, but they're requesting a variance from the subdivision regulations to have that street over 1,200 feet. So
I guess I don't see a problem extending that cul-de-sac, because still got access to the lots, whether it's family members or not, so. Anyway, what's the pleasure of the board?
I'm a little hesitant to support this without fire approving of the cul-de-sac in its current location.
Well, I'm gonna try a motion. We gotta have the drainage plan approved before full planning commission. I wanna go along with approve the waivers, but I wanna lengthen the cul-de-sac as per the fire department.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Oh, hang on.
I've got one question, and usually this is, I might be stepping on your toes. Does that include the waiver for not connecting to the south on Manley Street?
Yes. All in favor, say aye. Anybody opposed? You opposed? Okay. 4-0. Next, item 7, subdivision 2026-00014.
Good morning, Greg Sharon, planning staff, here to present Killarney Townhomes Second Edition. If you go to the plat, please. This is 4-lot residential subdivision in the county and a replat of portion of Lot 1, Block A of Killarney West Residential Edition. There are no waivers requested. Go through staff comments. Item A, Public Works and Utilities. Extension and petition required for sanitary sewer and water distribution fees. Item B, City Stormwater Management has approved the subdivision plat, the drainage plan. Item C, standard city fire comment regarding hydrant locations and fire apparatus roads. Item D, traffic engineering, parking for lots shall either be contained entirely on private property or within public right-of-way. Item E, standard environmental health comment regarding irrigation wells. Item F, some text changes to be added. Item G, county surveying show complete access control along K96. And item H, Evergy will not need to request additional easements. So with that, I will stand for questions.
Any questions from the commission as a staff? Advisory board members? Seeing none, applicant or agent. Name and address.
Kirk Miller, K.E. Miller Engineering, 117 East Lewis, and we're fine with staff comments.
Any questions of the agent? How about the advisory board? Yes.
Christopher Stone with City of Wichita Public Works and Utilities. I just wanted to point out item A3, that water distribution in lieu of assessment fees are owed, and that since this is a residential development, that the normal mechanism of collecting this payment won't be there, since MABCD collects meter payments up front with a building permit. So I don't want the developer to pull the permits and then get surprised 6 months later when they find out that they still owe fees. So they need to know that they can pay now, or they can wait till they request the meters, that those fees will need to be paid before meters will be installed.
Okay.
What's the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve for staff comments.
Do I have a second? Oh, okay. Got a motion to approve and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Passes 4-0. Okay, item 8, if we defer this, do we need to hear it till they have everything worked out? I'm asking County Public Works.
Kirk Sponson, Deputy County Counselor. I would recommend it be heard at this juncture. That would establish a basis for the actions that you are to take on this.
All right, thank you. Item number 8, subdivision 2026-00015.
Morning, Greg Sharon, planning staff, here to present Willow Oaks Estates. If you go through the plat, please. This is a 7-lot residential subdivision in the county. There are no waivers requested. Go through staff comments. Item A, MABCD, this is within Rural Water District Number 4. So soils test and a memo will be required. Item B, County Stormwater Management, as we have discussed, as recommended deferral for the drainage plan. Item C, fire compliance with service drive code. Item D, Public Works approves as right-of-way, driveway closure certificate. Advises the client check access opening compared to power pole locations. Request floodplain to be in floodplain reserve, and utilities shown on private property need to be confined in easement. Item E, planning, some text changes. Item F, county surveying, some minor changes. Item G, Evergy will not need to request additional easements. And item E, Evergy Transmission has reviewed and objects to the plat and does not depict our easements that is held in this area. The 60-foot right-of-way grant completely overtakes the easement that we hold as defined by Book 506, page 100, and Doc Film 29699-006. But I will let County Public Works comment briefly on that comment regarding the right-of-way and easements. So with that, I will stand for questions.
Any questions? Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. J.R. Cox, Metropolitan Planning. Greg, did I understand you to say that Evergy Distribution has reviewed and will need to ask for additional easements, or will not need to?
Will not need additional easements. The distribution will not need additional easements.
So on their staff report, that would be G1?
Correct.
It appears that it says will need to request additional easements, unless I'm reading it wrong.
Oh, sorry, did I misspoke? Sorry. Yep, they will need, and those have been forwarded to the agent. Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I didn't have my glasses, and so I misread it. So.
How about the advisory board? Any questions or comments?
Sedgwick County Public Works, this is Daniel Schrant. Our comment on the drainage plan remains. We request that this be deferred. In regards to the Evergy comment, I'm in agreement with what they're saying, that the current private utility easement that they hold there should be shown on the plat. We understand the consequences of that. We'll be paying for the relocation of those poles should we ever need them to be moved for roadway construction purposes. So that's fine.
Any other questions from the advisory board? Applicant or agent?
Dan Garber, Garber Surveying, 2908 North Plum in Hutchinson and 544 West Douglas in Wichita. We are in agreement with staff comments. We've made most of those revisions on the plat already and added the easements. So we're up against the deferral, and we acquiesce with that.
Thank you. Is there anyone present to speak on this item? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to commission. What's the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman, I move to defer to April 2nd.
Got a motion to?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Dole. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? 4-0. Okay, now we'll go to vacation cases, to item number 9. Vacation case 2026-00004.
Good morning, Samuel Dietz, presenting planner. Vacation 2026-04 is a request to vacate a 7.5-foot portion of a 15-foot street side setback. The property is located at the corner of West Del Cieno and West Pecos and is zoned SF5 single-family residential. The Purpose of the request is to allow the construction of a detached garage. The proposed setback of 7.5 feet is less than the 15-foot standard zoning setback for the district. However, if this were a zoning setback, that 7.5 foot setback could be accomplished with an administrative adjustment. There are no public utilities in the area. Public Works and Utilities, Fire, Stormwater, and Traffic Engineering do not object, nor do any of the franchise utilities. Black Hills Energy did note that as proposed on the site plan, there will have to be at least 5.5 feet between the existing and the proposed structure, as they have a service line that runs in between there. Cox also noted that they have aerial lines on Evergy poles. With that, I will stand for any questions.
Any questions of staff from the commission? How about the advisory board members? Any comments or questions? Thank you. Applicant or agent?
I'm Jeff Taylor, and I live there at 3601 Del Ciano. I bought it from my mom. She passed away, and I grew up there in that neighborhood, and I went around and asked all the neighbors about if they were okay with it, where I was going to put it, and they actually had the footing all dug out and the rebar in the ground, and they all were okay with it, and it doesn't. The city workers were out there too and looked and said that it didn't look like it'd block anybody's view or anything like that. And
So you're in agreement with staff comments?
yeah,
Any questions of the applicant? How about the advisory board? Thank you. Anyone present to speak on this item? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to commission. What's the pleasure of the board?
I move that we approve per staff comment.
I'll second that. Got a motion and to approve. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? 4-0. Item 10, 2026-00005.
Good morning, Samuel Dietz, presenting planner. I will note it does not appear that we have an applicant or agent present before we start. Would we still like to hear the case?
Legal.
Has there been any contact with the applicant or agent?
No. Unless the are you affiliated with this case? Are you?
vacation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Proceed.
Good morning, Samuel Dietz, presenting planner. Vacation 2026-05 is a request to vacate a 20-foot wide by 50-foot long portion of a north-south alley extending south from the 1200 block of East Lewis Street. Subject alley is located between South Laura and South Patty and abuts lots 145 through 148 of the Hunter's Third Edition. The alley was never improved and is not accessible. Properties to the east and west are zoned LI Limited Industrial and undeveloped. Purpose of the vacation is to remove encumbrances to development. The applicant owns tracts on that abut the entirety of the subject alley. No property would be denied access as a result of the vacation request. Subject alley is associated with case vacation 2021-49, which will have vacated the entirety of the north-south alley extending from East Lewis Street. That vacation case was never finalized as the restrictive covenants and easement required were never dedicated. Vacation 2007-44 vacated the alley directly to the south. of the subject vacation site. As a result of that case, the city of Wichita did acquire the property directly to the east, this 20-foot long section of property that was meant to become an alley. As with the rest of this alley, that was never improved as such. There is a public sewer line located in the alley. Wichita Stormwater, Traffic Engineering, and Fire do not object. Public Works and Utilities do support vacating the alley. However, they do not want to vacate the northern 20-foot section that abuts the city property to the east. The remainder of the alley requires dedication of a 20-foot utility easement. Cox noted that they have underground and aerial lines, but have no objection, provided that any relocation is at the applicant's expense. Kansas Gas also has a main in the subject alley. And traffic, pedestrians, public safety utilities should not be impacted if the conditions are met. With that, I'll stand for any questions.
Any questions of staff by the commission? How about the advisory board members? Any comments or questions? Yes.
I just have a question about the site plan. Maybe it's not a comment, but just or not a question, but a comment. There was something in the site plan over top of the proposed vacation. I just wanted to remind them that you cannot build anything in that vacated area that would impede our right to gain access to our sewer line. Thank you.
Anybody else?
If I may just add, I forgot to mention that the paper in front of you was an email I received from the owner of property to the north, opposed to the vacation as it currently is. They would like to see the entirety of the subject alley vacated.
Thank you. Applicant or agent? Applicant or agent? Sir, was you the applicant?
Yeah, this is not mine, I'm sorry.
Oh, Mr. Chairman, so just to confirm, Sam, the applicant is not here for this case, is that correct? Okay, so apparently the applicant ultimately is not here for this case.
The board can move to defer this for a couple weeks while Sam gets in contact with the applicant. I would set a date, though.
And traffic, I would make the comment, I think it's imperative that the north 20-foot has to remain as public alley in order to make the connection between the alley to the north and that alley outlet to the east, unless I'm missing something. It could be that I'm misunderstanding something.
Any other comments? If not, I'll bring it back to commission. What's the pleasure of the board? I move to defer for 2 weeks.
Second.
Got a motion to defer? Got a second? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? 4-0. That brings us to item 11, vacation case 2026-00006.
Morning, Samuel Dietz, presenting planner. Vacation 2026-06 is a request to vacate a minimum building pad elevation to allow construction of a house 3 inches below the platted minimum building pad elevation. Subject site is located off East 101st Street North, near North 143rd Street East. Subject site and surrounding properties are zoned RR rural residential and are undeveloped. Minimum building pad elevations were established for the lots in the subdivision. However, the lots are all located outside of a floodplain and therefore no minimum building pad elevation is required. All other requirements of the plat will be maintained. Staff did note that according to section 5-502 of the subdivision regulations, Minimum building pad elevation may be modified through the submission of an affidavit to the Register of Deeds. However, staff have not been able to confirm this as an alternative to the vacation process at this time. Public Works, Fire, Stormwater have noted no objections, nor have any of the franchise utilities. With that, I'll stand for any questions.
Any questions from the commission to staff? How about the advisory board members? Okay, applicant or agent?
Ed Bugner, Lease Bugner Homes, 1339 South Beebe, Wichita. Any questions for me? We're just asking to vacate the minimum pad. There is no floodplain on that property. And the reason being is foundation guys missed it by 3 inches. And that's what we're asking.
Okay. Any questions of the applicant? Anybody else here to speak on this item? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to commission. What's the pleasure of the board?
I move that we approve per staff comment.
Second.
Got a motion to approve in a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Passes 4-0. You got any other items?
No, sir, don't believe that we do.
We're adjourned.